Hi, my name is Nancy. Welcome to my channel, Running with Scissors. In today's video, I'm going to show you a dress I made this week that my husband picked out from my pattern stash. Don't go away. Okay, if you've watched my channel before, you know that I store my patterns in envelopes, the patterns themselves in envelopes, but the pattern envelopes themselves are in these books. So I put the envelopes in here, and then the patterns themselves and the instructions are in manila envelopes, and I have them filed in little bins. And so I've got two of these because I have more dresses than I have anything else. So I have two of these books with dresses in them. So I had him go through both the books, and I told him, when you see something you like, just pull it out. I did give him a couple of instructions. One was I didn't want to make anything I'd already made before, and also I wanted it to be either spring or summer. I wanted it season appropriate, so nothing that looked like a jumper that you'd wear with a long sleeve blouse, you know, that type of thing. So he went through, and I'm going to show you what he pulled out. And while you're looking at them, maybe you can see if you can guess which one he finally decided on. The first one he pulled out was a Butterick 5642. He liked the fact that there was that lace insert on it. Then he pulled out this Butterick 6674. Now this McCall's is only for knits only. So it's McCall's A379. I really do want to make this. Isn't it adorable? I think that says, yeah, vintage 70s. But that one's for knits only. And then this McCall's 7169. He liked that. And it can be color blocked if you wish. He liked this one from Simplicity's 2403 from Project Runway. He liked this Simplicity 2929. And this new look, 6699, it's one of those designer looks. So you can choose, you know, the top with the bottom, with the straps. You can kind of interchange and kind of make your own look. So which one of those do you think he chose? He laid them out and said, well, which one do you like? I said, no, you pick. So let me show you the one he actually decided I should do. He chose the Butterick 6674. It's funny, when he was looking through my pattern book, he would look at them and go, oh, I don't like that color, or I don't like that fabric, or that, you know, that design. I keep saying, don't look at the pattern, you know, don't look at the fabric, don't look at the color, try and look at the dress. But you know, it's hard. Sometimes you'll see a pattern and you'll decide you don't like it because maybe the pattern or that's on the fabric, and you think you don't like it, and then you see somebody else makes that pattern and it looks so cute. So sometimes it's hard to differentiate between just the dress itself and what they've actually put the person in. Well, it just so happens, I want to get a little closer, he likes the fabric. He likes the pattern that's on that fabric. Kind of a large. Of course, I told him I wouldn't be able to find anything just like it. Now, I'll tell you though, he likes what he calls cotton dresses. And I think what he means are wovens. He likes that better than the knits, but he's always said, I like cotton. But he likes like the charmeuse, and he likes anything that's flowy. And but that's what he considers that all to be cotton. Anything that's not knit, he considers cotton. But that's what he liked. And I guess that he liked that fabric. So I went over to Hobby Lobby, and I was trying to find something that might be similar to that. And I came up with this. It's not green. It's got orange in it. And I don't really think I have anything that's orange, but let me open it up a little bit for you. And this is what I picked out. And I think it has a similar vibe to the other one. It's got, you know, the large print flowers, very spring looking. And I thought that would really make a nice looking dress. And so that's what I did. Now this pattern does say easy on the back. Now I do think it's easy, really I do. Now if you've never done buttons and buttonholes, then you might think, oh dear, they want you to use 11 buttons. I used 12. When I got down to the end, I thought it needed one more button. So it does have buttons going all the way down. So you got buttonholes, you got buttons. My buttonhole on my brother works great, and I also put my buttons on with the buttonhole. What do you call it? The buttonhole putter on her. I use that. If I'm only doing 2 or 3 buttons, I'll do it by hand. But since there were that many buttons, I like using my machine. It works great. So now, here's the deal about this dress. If you're like me, you look at this dress and it's got a fitted waist, and it's like, ooh, a fitted waist. I don't really, you know, I like, this is a knit dress. I like the knit dresses because they fit better. You don't have to worry about a fitted waist, or even your wovens that have elastic in the waist. They're just easier to fit. But this does not have elastic, and it is a fitted waist. So did a lot of measuring. If you're like me, your bust takes one size and your waist takes another size, and sometimes your hips take a whole nother size. So I had to size up for the waist and for the skirt, but then you realize though that the bodice connects to the waist, so you're going to have the bodice is going to have to fit the waist. So what I did was I went ahead and cut them both in an 18. I normally do a 16, but then the top was a little bit big, and so what I did was on the side I brought it in the side when I brought it in, and then just brought it out so that it would fit the skirt. But I'll show you when I try the dress on. I didn't really fill out the top. I've never had an issue with full bust adjustment. All these ladies talk about them, and I've never had to do that. As you can see, I don't need a full bust adjustment. And so I put it together, and it was a little gapey in the front. And I even did a toile at the beginning to try on, you know, on the bodice. And it looked like it was going to be okay, but when I actually get it all together and get the buttons on it, it was gapey, and I couldn't have that. So I'm trying to think how to fix it. I didn't really want to bring it in from the sides. That would make the armholes too small. Couldn't really bring it in from here, like cut any, because you've already got, you know, buttonholes on one side. So when I was trying it on, standing there in the mirror, and the buttonhole side, I just pulled it over a little bit. Not a lot, maybe an inch, over, and it was just the right fit. So what I ended up doing, if you have any other ideas how to fix this after it's already done, I went ahead and just moved the top 2 buttons over a little bit, and when you button it, it looks really good. I was worried though about, you know, the buttons are coming up, and then the other buttons are kind of go over a little bit. But the fabric is so busy. And I use orange buttons. I'll show you that in a minute. I use orange buttons. That blends in. And when you stand back and look in the mirror, all I see is a good fitting bodice. And you don't really notice that it goes off a little bit. I don't. And I'm the one that knows it's there because I did it. I want to see what you think. If I should leave it that way. And then when I make another one, I do want to make another one, I'll be more conscious of getting the bodice exactly right so the buttons go straight up. But because of the busyness of the fabric and those orange buttons, you don't really notice it that much. I don't think you notice it that much. Let me grab the dress and show it to you, and then I'll go put it on. It also has a tie. Well, here it is. And there's the buttons up close. But if you notice, it does go up and it veers off a little bit, okay? Just to make it lay flat. But when you hold it back, it all kind of blends together. I think it does. I mean, then I got to thinking, you know what? I made this dress. Who knows? I did this on purpose. Maybe I wanted the buttons not to be quite in the middle. That could have been my way of expressing myself. Who knows? But I really think if I hadn't brought it over and it was gaping, people would notice that. You know, you're going to notice when it doesn't fit right. But I think now that it's fits nice, I think people will just see the dress and see that it fits good. And I don't think too many people are going to go up there and say, I don't know, that button should go up this way, you know? I don't think people are going to notice that. Also, I made some thread belt loops on both sides to run my belt loop through. Those are easy to make. And there you go. You just use some bias binding for the neckline and for the armholes. And it is a very simple dress to make, it is. But that really, when I put it on, I think, oh man, I just don't fill it out. So let me try it on for you and see what you think. I think it's going to be okay. But as I said, I like to make another one. This time I'll be more conscious of the fit of the bodice, and I'll make sure that it isn't gaping like this. But I do think the busyness of the fabric and the orange buttons kind of blend in, and I don't think it's quite as noticeable once I have it on. So let me go put it on for you, and I'll be right back. Okay, here it is. What do you think? I'll get a little closer and you can see what I mean about the top. Is it okay? Can I leave it that way? Is it so off that it's noticeable to you? Because I did want it to fit up here. And just pulling it over a little bit. Yes, it does pull the buttons off and they're not quite straight up, but I think I can get away with it. And then I'll make another one for sure and make sure that I pay more attention to the detail of this bodice. I also want to mention the pattern has these patch pockets. I don't think you can see them in the pictures, but there are patch pockets. I choose not to do those. I think it's got a busy enough pattern that I just didn't want to put patch pockets in it. So that's what I made. I did put in the little belt loops, which really helps keep it in place. And I really like it. You know, sometimes you just have to take what you get, and when you have a little mistake, you try and fix it or adapt. And that's basically what I did on this dress. I adapted. So if you have other ideas of how it can be fixed without taking it all apart, or if you think, oh, just wear it as it is, no one's going to notice. And the fact that it doesn't bother me too much means probably no one else is going to notice it that much either. I do think they would notice if it was gaping and it didn't have a good fit. But this, I like the way it looks. It feels good, and I'm really happy with it. So, okay. I'll put in a couple of better pictures. I'll get my husband to take a couple of pictures, and I'll pop those in. Okay. Well, I hope you liked my dress. I do. I really like it. Well, last Sunday was Easter, and you know I made 3 Easter dresses. Actually 4, because I did make one for my great niece, and I'm going to put a picture of her wearing it on Easter Sunday. When we saw her when she was 6 weeks old, she wasn't quite into social smiling yet. This picture, she's smiling really big. It's really cute. And then I made Easter dresses for the 11-year-old, she's almost 12, the 10-year-old, and the 6-year-old. The 2 older girls, I used the same pattern, and the younger girl, I used that pattern I showed you where I kind of messed up the zipper, but she looked adorable in it, and I'll put those pictures up for you to see. I don't really have any pictures of me. Well, I do have a picture of me and my daughter-in-law and my daughter. I actually ended up wearing that yellow dress. That yellow dress, the yellow fabric that I bought from that pop-up fabric sale on that Saturday morning. The dress I had on earlier, I showed that dress to my husband and the yellow dress and said, which should I wear for Easter? He said he liked the yellow dress, so that's what I wore on Easter Sunday. So, well, I hope you all had a wonderful Easter with your family and your friends, and I will see you next time. If you haven't subscribed, it'd be great if you would. Give me a little thumbs up, share it with your friends, and I will see you next time I upload a video. You all take care now. God bless. Goodbye.